Once upon a time, Japan was minding its own sushi, enjoying isolation under the Tokugawa shogunate, when suddenly knock-knock, it's America with a gunboat and a bad attitude. In 1853, Commodore Matthew Perry rolled into Tokyo Bay like he was delivering pizza, but instead he brought steamships, cannons, and a friendly reminder. Open your ports, or we'll open them for you. Japan blinked, looked around, and went, "Okay, bet." Cue the Meiji Restoration, Japan's glow-up moment. In just a few decades, they went from samurai and scrolls to railways, rifles, and military uniforms so sharp they could colonize on sight. While Western empires were sipping tea and carving up Africa, Japan looked east and thought, if you can't beat colonizers, become one but better. Korea, the test drive. Japan flexed first on Korea. For centuries, Korea had been in a tug-of-war between China and Japan. But in the late 1800s, Japan shoved China out of the way and claimed Korea like it was on sale. By 1910, Korea wasn't just a neighbor, it was an annexed outpost. Q. Forced assimilation, renaming streets, and erasing the Korean language. K-pop wouldn't forgive them for decades. Taiwan, the trial run. After the First Sino-Japanese War, 1894 to 95, Japan claimed Taiwan like a prize. They treated it like a practice empire, improved infrastructure, taxed the people dry, and used it to learn the art of domination. Basically, Taiwan was Japan's colonizer internship. Manchuria, the ambition expands. Now emboldened, Japan looked at Manchuria, northeast China, and thought, wouldn't this be a great place for an unsanctioned empire? In 1931, they faked a railroad explosion. Yes, they literally blew up their own train track and used it as an excuse to invade. They even created a puppet state, Manchukuo, with a fake emperor, real military control, and zero chill. It was the Disneyland of authoritarianism, all illusion, no fun, the full empire fantasy. Then came World War II, and Japan was fully committed to being the overachieving colonizer. They rampaged across Southeast Asia, the Pacific Islands, and parts of China, branding it the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, which was a fancy way of saying, we're here to liberate you from your resources, your freedom, and your rice. But instead of being welcomed as fellow Asians, Japan got side-eyed hard. Turns out, people didn't love being liberated with bayonets. They committed atrocities in Nanjing, forced labor across Asia, and built an empire so fast they didn't realize the world was watching and judging the fall. America, not thrilled with Japan's expansion or that whole Pearl Harbor thing, nuked their empire plans twice in 1945. Boom, empire over. Japan surrendered. The colonies fell away like loose buttons on a military jacket. Today, Japan went from empire builder to anime exporter, from taking over Korea to apologizing with K-drama-sized guilt. They don't teach much about their colonial phase in school, but if you zoom out, Japan's empire was one of the fastest, boldest, and most controversial takeovers in modern history. And unlike Europe, they didn't even pretend to be spreading civilization. They were just doing it because they could. This has been History Roasted.